Hello there, Maverick traders. This is Rob Reinhold. It is August 22nd. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. In this session, we're going to cover the news of the day. We're going to take a look at what happened in equities. We did get a big pullback today. We're going to take a look at all the charts and see, is it just a little pullback or is it something more sinister? And then I've got 3 setups for you, 1 bull, 1 sideways, and 1 bearish trade.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
All right, so we had a negative day today, and it's pretty much been straight up from the bottom. I think I saw that we were up 10 out of 11 days over the past 11 days. That's a really strong run. And this morning we got jobless claims that were right in line with expectations. And we saw the bond markets start to move up a little bit. The bond markets, the yields went up about 2.2%. That's not a huge move, but we're now getting closer to 4%. Look, there doesn't always have to be a reason that the market goes down. Some days the markets just go down, and I think this was one of those days where the market just had run out of steam and it had a pullback. And as you can see, the pullback was fairly big, but Dow down 0.5%, S&P down 0.9%. Where we really saw the pain was in the Fab 7 or the Fantastic 7, whatever they call it. And if we take a look at the heat map, we'll see it. This is where really all the pain was. The Russell was down about the same as the S&P. Oil was up a little bit. Gold had a nice pullback. As you can see here, it was a down day. If you take a look at the advanced decline line, okay, basically 3 out of 4 stocks went down today. But everything is still looking fine and bullish. And if we go to the charts, we're going to see that, yeah, this was a nasty candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle. We gapped up and we closed below the bottom of yesterday. So this is an engulfing candle. Remember, with these candles, they need another day of confirmation. So if we get another red candle tomorrow, that's going to signal to me that, okay, the pullback has started. We'd had this nice run that was huge, and we knew at some point we'd get a pullback. A red candle tomorrow would be a signal that, hey, the pullback is here. This is the pullback, and now we're starting to look at, okay, where are possible support levels? Somewhere in here, down by these moving averages, probably most likely. If we get a green candle tomorrow, that's basically saying, hey, that's a nothing candle. There was no bearish engulfing that signaled a trend change. It's just probably going to be more basing here. Personally, I think we get a green candle tomorrow, and I think we base here for a while. I don't really see any big reason to have a real serious pullback here. Now look, that's just my opinion. It could always happen. We take a look over here at the NASDAQ. You can see the NASDAQ is not quite as strong. It weakened well before the rest of the market back here in early July. Bounced back, had a big bounce back. It's recovered about 2/3 of that bounce back. And yeah, we had a gap up, a fall, and a bearish engulfing candle. Now we are sitting at some support here. So a red candle on this one would tell me, hey, we're probably headed back down to this moving average and this support point. So again, red candle tomorrow, confirmation that, okay, this is going to be a bigger pullback than just one day. Green candle tomorrow tells us that, hey, you know what? We're hanging out here in this area until we break out. Mostly odds are we go higher. Here's the heat map, and I just want you to take a look and see there's only red in certain areas. Tech was where most of the red was. Communication services, and then the consumer cyclical, not all of it, really just Amazon and Tesla. Everything else looked, some red, some green. Everything else in here, you can see, it wasn't a terrible day today. Financials, which has been one of my favorite sectors, guess what? Mostly green. So I think this is a day you can't get too emotional about and can't freak out. Now look, it was a big candle. It's a bearish engulfing. And if we get the confirmation candle tomorrow, then yeah, we're going to likely get a deeper pullback. But if we don't get that confirmation candle, this was just a nothing day. It was just a nothing day. And in fact, if you take a look at where we are for the week, this is where we closed on Friday. We're still up for the week. I said I thought we were going to have a +1 week this week, and it's what it's looking like right here, right now. Let's go take a look at some trades. I've got 3 trades for you, 1 bull, 1 sideways, 1 bear, and I got to say that I'm finding great setups on lots of stocks, and regardless of what the market is doing. So the first stock I wanted to take a look at here is Iron Mountain, IRM. This thing has been on a one-way ride here. It runs up, and then it bases. Runs up, pull back, runs up, bases, and then we broke out of that base. So here we are breaking out. I like the 110 to 115. I think you can do that with a diagonal. You can do it with a vertical. I just think it's a really nice trade here up to the 115. Here's what I was really looking for today. Red down day, what stocks actually had an up move. And to even make this bigger, this is a tech stock. Iron Mountain is a technology stock. Now, they're not like new tech. They're very old tech. But this stock looks really, really solid on the upside. If you don't want to be in tech, then you know what? I've got other trades. Just take a look at this list. There's lots of good stuff. Foot Locker looks great. I thought Foot Locker was a very good setup too. Rocket Mortgages, great as well. All right, so that is Iron Mountain. Let's go to our sideways trade. This is BTU Peabody Energy. This is coal. This is a big coal company. And you can see that we are basically trading between 21 and 24. That's really where we are here. This stock has weekly options, and this stock also has 50-cent strikes. So you're going to have to determine, okay, where is my midpoint on this? Do you want it to be 23? And if that's the case, then a 21, 23, 25 butterfly makes some sense. But you know what? You can use the 50-cent strikes. You could come down here to 22.50. All right, that's where I want my middle strike to be. Or you could even be up here at 23.50. You could determine where you want to be. I think you want to be right in this range. It hasn't shown that it wants to go anywhere. So for me, the right in the middle of this range is probably closer to 22.50. So like at 21, 22.50, 24, I think makes a lot of sense on BTU Peabody. And on the short side, I wanted to find something that really hadn't participated in the move higher, and take a look at HIMS and Her Health, and you can see we have had very little bounce off the bottom. Remember, the market took a tumble, and then we've recovered 2/3 of it or more. Look at this. This thing has not. And look at during the rally this week. Yeah, we had an up day on Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday were also up days in the market. Red candles. Red candles. Red candle here. This thing is telling me, you know what? It's only barely holding on, probably because the market's having a bounce. This thing wants to go lower. I like this thing down to 15, frankly. I think a 15-17 put spread makes a lot of sense here. A lot of sense. And again, this one has weekly options as well, so you've got lots of time and duration to choose from. Let's talk about tomorrow. So we already talked about tomorrow's candle. Tomorrow's candle, when I do the trading room, I'm going to have a much better idea of what today was all about. Like I said earlier, get another red candle, and it tells me, hey, we got some pulling back to do. And still, we're not totally out of the woods yet from that big spike in volatility we got. A green candle tomorrow or just a flat candle, just tell me we're basing. We're just basing, and we're probably going to be here. We are in the end of August. The end of August typically is fairly low volume and volatility, so I think we'll probably just base. Tomorrow's candle will tell me what is most likely going to happen. We do have some, I don't want to say big news because it's only going to be big news if it turns out to be big news, but Chairman Powell is speaking at the Jackson Hole Symposium. This is a big deal because Ben Bernanke used this podium to release new monetary policy. It surprised everybody, so now everyone is hyper-focused on this. I doubt anything happens. If it does, it's going to move the market, but if it doesn't, I think tomorrow is likely going to be a pretty dull day. That is the market roundup. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye, everyone.